We all know that the left call themselves, the far left, Antifa, anti-fascist. And we all know that they hold slogans like never again, and yet they don't support any of the wars that we fought or any of the troops or any of the people or their own country. So what are they saying never again about? Anyway, we know what they stand for. And many of us said years ago that people would stop at nothing to end our free speech. And not so much the shooter, but the media's reaction, the widespread celebration from well-known people, famous people, renowned people on the left, online, and activists and other people. Take your pick of the far left, and you've got them celebrating a man's death, not because he'd gassed people, not because he'd beat people up, raped people, hurt people, but because he'd said words of his opinion and become popular for it. That's it. That's his crime. He had his own beliefs, politics, which aligned with many other people's and disaligned with others. That's democracy. And it shows that the celebrations show that every single person celebrating is showing that the left, the ones that say they want inclusion, the ones that pretend that human life is so sacred when it suits them, the moment that it's the opposition, there's a celebration. So human life, we are at 1984 then. Some lives are more equal than others. Some people are more equal than others, yeah? Is that what they're saying to us? Well, we already know the answer to that. That's why they act superior. But it's also frightening too, because their reaction and celebration, what would happen if someone that they hated like that in the streets something happened to them terrible in the streets like that? Would they celebrate in the same way? If they would, how are they any different from some of the monsters we have to go and fight around the world? How are they equal, let alone are superior in terms of morals or standards? Our answer to free speech is to argue it back. It's our solution to problems of people saying horrible things is to say things back and neutralize or whatever. Whatever. It's not to want someone to die. It's insane. And I think the only time people have wishes like that on politicians and stuff like that is only when they hurt people. I think that's the only time that people even think like that. And even then, it's probably a fleeting piece of anger. But these people are genuinely celebrating. It's not even a virtuous signal to their own kind. They're genuinely celebrating it. What kind of human beings are these? Think about that horrible communist world that they say is all our conspiratorialist right. And then look at people like that who are coming across as so Stalinist as to make you think so much of 1984. And Animal Farm was the actual one I was referring to earlier on. And yeah, I find it terrifying because these are the same people that could be dancing up and down cheering when members of their own family are killed if they've got the wrong opinion. That's where it all leads. These are horrors of human beings. And I know, without even asking any single one of you, I know that you'll never be like that. That's why these people need to be attacked, because their positions, and Douglas Murray pointed this out, the reason they're always attacking us and doing the counter demonstrations is because they don't have a point to make. It's because they don't have defensible positions. In the world of strategy, if you don't have a defensible position, you might as well attack. They don't have a defensible position. That's why they don't argue with us. That's why they don't debate us. And when they do, they try and camouflage things. They can't talk straight. The reason is because they know their positions are indefensible by words. So think about that, and then think, what happens if we remain on the attack? And I mean verbally, I'm not talking about other kinds of attacks, just to be very clear. But, and we've taken the action that we've taken. What happens if we stay on the attack and keep attacking their positions? And we're only calling out the truth, so we don't need to lie, we don't need to create propaganda, just call out the truth. And they just keep slinging these same names at us. People need to see all of these people and hold them accountable. They're allowed their free speech, they're allowed to celebrate, but they are also the ones that want it shut down, that they don't realise the very thing that they're using to celebrate is their free speech. And they are, in their own way, inciting violence, the one big violation of free speech, because they're celebrating it. Celebrities are celebrating it. That means people are going to think, nutters, are going to think, oh, do that for so-and-so. Like, it's not hard to work out how this is happening. It's not hard to work out how this is happening or where it goes. And they are welcoming it. They're welcoming it with open arms. So think about that when you think of the left as weak and feeble, because in some ways they are, but in other ways they are fucking deadly. They're deadly. And I mean the far left, yeah, but they're deadly. Anyway, I'm waffling too much. Tom Fury, Tom's Generation X.